In a world where prehistoric creatures still lurk the depths, where the sunlight rarely filters through the cypress trees to the swampy bog below, where the creatures of the bayou outnumber man 100...
John. Really? Welcome to the Grand Shamrock.
Louisiana edition. Well, we told you there was a lot going on this week, so we got to get going right now.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, so let's get you right up to speed by first telling you our very first trip this week was to head into New Orleans by virtue of the world's longest bridge.
Yeah, Lake Pontchartrain is huge, but the bridge was just over 23 miles long.
Yeah, it was. You lose the curvature of the earth. It's that amazing. And of course, the day we went was postcard perfect. There wasn't a wave on it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
Got a chance to ride right into dropped us right into New Orleans, and we asked around, because we knew we wanted to get to a parade, and a real kind person saw a Notre Dame sticker on somebody's motorcycle and said, "Hey, I'm from Indiana." I go, "Oh, okay." Well,
they gave us directions on
right,
how to get down to Fat Harry's.
Head to Fat Harry's. We punched in. We go down. We go through a bunch of closed roads to get there, but when we got there, we parked right next to the police officers, and they said, "You ain't going nowhere. Just hang out."
Yeah, and that was really fun. And the parade is just across the road from us. People are talking to us, dropping in, but there is just a line of people going back and forth.
Yeah, it's crazy. The parades are just everything you think of. Beads are flying everywhere.
Yeah, that's how I got these.
Yeah. And Carolyn starts making friends, and next thing I know, she's gone. She wanders off.
Yeah. Well, they took me down the street because they were making fresh jambalaya.
Yeah.
And they offered me a bowl of it, and it was actually very good.
She only came back with about a quarter of a bowl. So got a couple of tastes of jambalaya, which is wonderful. It really was. It was spectacular.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough lunch for me.
No.
So we had to go somewhere else, and it was time to go.
Yeah, and so Carolyn took us out through the St. Louis No. 3 cemetery.
Yeah.
On the way to Café du Monde.
So nothing like a cemetery ride before lunch.
No. And the interesting thing about, for some reason, we're really starting to get into enjoying these cemeteries, but the dead outnumber the living in New Orleans for sure.
Yes, historically.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I don't know what the numbers are.
Well, and so unique with the above ground graves because of the water table and because of what goes on down here. There's something to see. There really are. But I was promised a beignet, and by God, I'm going to go there. So we went to City Park, went to the Café du Monde in City Park, had a cafe au lait and a couple of beignets, and they were spectacular. But the way we got there was so great. Let's go back same way, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and it was the free side. So of course we went back over.
Free's my favorite, absolute favorite.
That's
price.
right.
So we end up going back home. We know we got a lot going on. Our next day is Fat Tuesday. We are so excited about going on our first swamp hike.
Well, yeah, and I did find a hike. At least according to TripAdvisor, it said this was a great hike, but finding it was hard.
Yeah,
it looked like nobody had been there for a long time.
A long time. I know that it kind of consumes itself, but honestly, this place had not been traveled much at all.
But there did 2 or 3 cars did show up while we were there.
Yeah.
Oddly.
And they were just as surprised that it was available to them because it just was a little difficult to find or whatever. But
it was the sign. It was the sign for the swamp tour. The Bayou tour.
Bayou Black Swamp Tour.
Yeah.
Carolyn found a signpost covered with web, so that's what a website is this signpost that I texted a number. I texted a number. I get a text back. Who wants to go for a swamp tour? And I said, we do. How many and when? I said 2 and now. They said 1 o'clock, $75, bring cash.
Yeah.
So we did. Headed out, went through a gator farm to land in this out here in a bayou boat landing, and around comes a corner, comes an airboat with Cajun Wayne.
Yeah, Cajun Wayne. Who would have known? Get on, put your covers on, and take off.
And take off. And he, obviously, this guy knows they know the bayou like the back of their hand. He's been taking people out for swamp tours for the television shows and for everything. He's this is what he does for a living, and he's great.
Oh, it's fantastic. And by far our favorite thing that we've done here.
Oh, if you're in the area, if you're ever in Southern Louisiana, there are a lot of things to see and do. Do not miss a swamp boat tour.
Yeah. Oh,
gators.
Great.
Nutria, so many birds.
There were so many birds.
Yeah.
And then I think my favorite part may be just going through the cypress trees.
Yeah.
It was so interesting, and we've been wanting to do that. So that really was the highlight of the trip.
Yeah, we loved it. And so, but hey, we still hadn't been to Bourbon Street. So we get back, we get our reset, all settled in and everything packed up and ready. Now this time we're going into New Orleans, not on a motorcycle, but we're taking the Big Mama Jama. The
Big Mama Jama takes up a lot of space on those roads, but
and I have a rule: she's got to find me a parking spot. And so she did on the hop on, hop off bus tour, and we hopped on,
and we hopped off
one time. So it was one of those things that we
went to Bourbon Street.
Got off in the French Quarter.
We did the French Quarter. Yeah, we walked some. Yeah. And then, well, there's, just quite honestly, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on.
It is not our cup of tea, but it does rhyme with. It rhymes with.
Well, anyway, so
we've certainly seen Bourbon Street. We've seen the French Quarter. New Orleans is a city that has lots of different faces, and that is one of them. So we ended up getting back out, but our favorite, without question, was these bayous and these swamps.
The bayous, the swamps. Now it's Atchafalaya swamp.
Sounds like jambalaya.
Yeah, right. And it's just hard to read.
It's really hard to read.
But it is the largest swamp in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's
so big. If you come down to Louisiana, that's the kind of stuff that we like to see.
Yeah.
We found ourselves clear out in
we did 200 and some miles, and half of it was dirt roads on top of levees. It was phenomenal. We had such a good time.
Yeah.
We got out so far out, we didn't see other people. We threw the drone up to just take a look around, and it's just really special. It is one of those places that we will never forget.
Yeah. About
Louisiana. And we met a nice lady there who was kind enough to.
Yeah, I mean,
she goes, "Y'all from Oregon?" And we go, "Yeah, we are." And they said.
I wore my beads for today, but
right. She says, "You need some of this.
A new shirt.
You need some stuff." So listen. If they notice that and they want to give you a free shirt, we're beads free, anything free.
Thank you, Alice. Yeah. And thank you, Star.
Yeah. So it was a great. Louisiana has been one of our places that we certainly couldn't wait to get here and see it and do it.
Yeah.
And we're really glad we got an opportunity to meet some people and see essentially everything we wanted to see in Louisiana, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. And on that note, I just want to say thanks to my sisters for watching. And
so we have seven now. Seven
people watching. And travel safe.
And we'll see you out on the road.
Good.